this session, we are going to discuss the addition of two and more complex numbers. Now we are going to discuss the addition of complex numbers. Now consider two complex numbers, z1 equal to 2 plus 3i, right? And another complex number z2 equal to minus 7 plus 8i. Now we have to add these two complex numbers. What will be the approach for the addition of two complex number? You have to add the real part of z1 with the real part of z2. After that we have to add the imaginary part of z1 with the imaginary part of z2, right? That means this one is z1 2 plus 3i plus z2 is minus 7 plus 8i. Now we have to add the real part of z1 with the real part of z2. That means we have to add 2 and minus 7, right? After performing the addition operation, we can get 2 plus minus 7 plus 3i plus 8i, and hence this one will come out minus 5 plus this one will come out 11i. After the performance of addition, you can get the value of minus 5 plus 11i. Consider another example in which z1 equal to 1 plus 2i, z2 equal to minus 3 minus 7i, z3 equal to 5 plus 10i. Now we have to add these three complex number. First of all, we have to add the real part of each one and then imaginary part of each one. z1 plus z2 plus z3 equal to 1 plus 2i plus minus 3 minus 7i plus 5 plus 10i. First of all, add the real part of each complex number. That means it will come out 1 minus 3 plus 5, and then imaginary part will be 2i minus 7i plus 10i. That means after some basic operation, we can get the value of 3 plus 5i. Now we are going to discuss the triangle of addition of complex number on complex plane. Consider two complex number z1 and z2, and z1 plus z2 will come out 3 plus 2i, right? Now we are going to represent the addition of z1 plus z2 on this complex plane. First of all, represent z1 on this complex plane, and the representation of z1 will be given by this one. Representation of z2 will be given by this one. Now the addition of these two complex number will be represented on this complex plane, which is given by this one. What we have to do? We have to displace the complex number z2 such that its tail will be at the head of z1. Then we have to draw a new complex number z1 plus z2, which will be directed from origin O to the head of z2. This line will represent the complex number z1 plus z2, which will come out 3 plus 2i. This is called the triangle of addition of complex number. Now we can add these two complex number in another way. In this case, the complex number z1 is displaced such that its tail is at the head of z2. Then to find the value of z1 plus z2, we have to draw a new line which will be directed from origin O to the head of z1. We can get the complex number z1 plus z2 by this line. Now we are going to represent the addition of three complex numbers z1, z2 and z3. And z1 plus z2 plus z3 will come out 1 plus I plus 2 plus I plus I. After addition, you can get the value of 3 plus 3i. Now we are going to represent the addition of three complex number on this complex plane. First of all, we have to represent z1 and then z2 on this complex plane and then z3. Now the addition of three complex numbers will be represented on the complex plane according to this. First of all, we have to find the value of z1 plus z2, and then after that we have to displace z3 such that the tail of z3 will be at the head of z1 plus z2. We have to draw a line which will represent the addition of three complex number z1 plus z2 plus z3, which is directed from origin O to the head of z3, and hence this line will represent the addition of three complex number z1 plus z2 plus z3, which will be given by 3 plus 3i. Once again, we are representing the addition of three complex number on the complex plane according to this. The approach to add the three complex number is similar.